Hello and welcome to this edition of School Beat.
So one of the greatest things about coaching a unified team is the fact that you get athletes and partners cooperating and working together. For our athletes, they get the chance to build friendships with people that they otherwise wouldn't have reason to run into, wouldn't have reason to collaborate with.
It's just really great to see the friendships, and then also seeing the way the kids feel like they're part of a team and getting to wear a jersey from their school and getting to participate in great events like these.
I play goalie to help out catch the ball. It's a good opportunity to be social with everybody.
First, last, and always, respect for your teammates, respect for your opponents, okay? Get it in. Big sounders on three. Big sounders on three. 1, 2, 3. You get to focus on having a great time, staying physically fit, and forming just fantastic relationships with people.
Getting to enjoy all the friendly people and just the positive environment that surrounds everything that Unified Sports does.
It's definitely helping the students in special education programs get to know the general ed students. It's kind of helping the general ed students feel more comfortable with people that might be a little bit different from them, and kind of gaining skills to just work with different people in our society.
The opportunities where we're traveling to Portland, Colorado, these are exciting experiences just for me. So I know for the kids to jump on a plane, it's a pretty big deal.
Players get to build relationships not only with their own team and being in their own closed little unit, but also with the entire league and with friends that they're making around the district and around the state, really. And they look for these friends too when they run into them again at the regional competition. You see kids in different colored shirts running around talking to each other. Teams that are at 1 second in a really hot competition, and then the next second they're hugging, talking about, dances and whatever else high schoolers talk about.
I've been the most inspired by the athletes' pure capability to just enjoy themselves and just be immersed in the moment and enjoy everything that's going on around them and not worrying about anything else.
Just seeing how excited the kids are when they score a goal or when they have their Seattle jerseys or their Sounders jerseys.
You've seen these, the joy, just the sheer joy on these kids' faces. Is kind of what it's all about. So, it's a small family that we're kind of building there.
Really impressed with you guys. I think we improved throughout the day.
That's kind of my favorite moment, is just being a part of the moment.
We stress at Ingram, as do all the other schools, that athletes need to respect each other. It's part of the athlete's code. Let me win, but if I can't, let me be brave in the effort. That includes sportsmanship.
It's probably the most just inspiring and heart-opening and world-changing experience of your life, and it just brings you closer to a lot of people you wouldn't think you'd ever meet, and just changes your view on a lot of things. I know it's changed mine, so. Join, please. Thank you.
Here now to help us learn more is Joe Hampson, Vice President of the Program Development, Special Olympics Washington, and also Eric McCurdy, Athletic Director of Seattle Public Schools. Welcome, gentlemen. Good to have you here. Thank you. So, Eric, tell me how Seattle Public Schools got involved.
Well, we actually got started about 3 years ago, and from there it just took off. We met and we started working with the athletic directors who got into the schools, started working with the special ed departments. We started getting volunteer coaches, identifying the kids, working with the athletic directors, of principals. Everything just kind of took off, and then we're very excited about the program.
So tell me where the idea came from to bring folks together.
It's a unified sports. It's a unique concept that we align it like we have in Seattle. It hasn't been seen across the United States before, where we format it like mainstream sports, where you train during the week and you play during the week. Traditionally, with Special Olympics, you train for a period of time and then you have a competition. In high school sports, you train and you compete on an ongoing basis. And so that was the goal of bringing this program to Seattle Public Schools, the largest school district in the state.
Was Seattle kind of a pioneer in this?
I think in many ways we looked at it as a pilot program.
Yes.
And now we're looking at other districts all across the United States looking to mimic and do what Seattle's doing.
Any concerns that as you were going in this about, you know, bringing the students together and different kinds of athletes and how that would work?
Well, it was because it was new for everyone. And so when you didn't really know what to do, how it was going to work, but the great part about the program, the students with and without intellectual disabilities have the opportunity to work together, it brings community together. Parents are now involved. One of the things in high school athletics today is that parents are always upset about playing time, different things like that. With our parents, you have parents bringing water, Gatorade, oranges, being involved, transporting our kids. So it's just been phenomenal.
What does it give students, those that, don't have a disability of any sort, an intellectual disability, and that student that does?
It's really a powerful program for everybody involved. Those that don't have intellectual disabilities, unified partners is what we call them, it really creates a new perception and understanding for those that do have intellectual disabilities, that we can accept them into our schools and they can be important role models and work within the school just like anybody else.
It's a sad fact that we hear about bullying in schools. And even as we speak, there's issues in the professional ranks about bullying and how that is affecting some of the athletes there. Did you have concerns about how you make sure something like that doesn't happen and so that the kids really do have a positive experience?
I never actually had concerns because I understood that once the athletic directors got involved and everyone in the school was involved, we're talking our principals, our APs, our counselors, special ed, I knew that everyone would be involved as a cohesive unit. So that was never really a concern to me because I knew that everyone would kind of look out for each other.
And did you think that this would be that kind of learning point for young people about how to accept each other?
Absolutely. I think that given the opportunity, this program changes the culture in schools, and through the Unified Sports Program and the Youth Leadership Program that it naturally provides to schools, it absolutely does provide that opportunity.
Let's take a look at some video of these students in action and see how they inspire each other as well as the coaches involved. Let's take a look.
Today we're doing unified soccer. That means that we'll have 2 typically developed athletes playing on a team with 3 Special Olympics athletes. And so it's 5 a side. And kids are competing from as young as 8 years old all the way up through high school today. It's a great event because we also have 150 volunteers out here.
It's totally amazing. The way that the typical children and the special needs children participate and the teamwork and the cooperation that happens is just awesome. I'm so excited about it.
It's really important for us to be doing sports within the school districts because there's really no sense of what a Special Olympics athlete goes through to compete. And so if we're doing competitions within the districts, then the other kids get a really good sense of what's going on and they're actually competing alongside each other today. So it really does change the DNA of the school system and the future of many lives.
This is actually pretty important to me just because it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's great to see the kids out here all playing together. It gets them really excited and motivated.
We had a student from Rainier Beach High School who had never been asked to be on a team before. He's autistic. I stood right next to him and watched him put his very first school jersey on. It was an amazing moment. Went to go take the school photo, and he'd never been on a team before, so he was standing off to the side looking at the team instead of being in the photograph. So I watched him take his first team photo, and then actually he became a star.
This program is growing. So where's it going now to other schools, other sports? Tell me about that.
Well, we started off 3 years ago just focusing on soccer, and we started off with 100 students, and we were just so excited about that. Now we're over 600. We're in all 10 of our high schools. We're in about 8 middle schools and 5 elementary. So sky's the limit. And our #1 goal is to have everyone participate that wants to participate, have the same opportunity that any student athlete would have.
Do you have a particular story of how this has really stood out for a young person or a family that has been involved in all of this, or even the coaches, as you've seen it?
You know, it's amazing. I hear stories all the time, whether through email or verbally. People coming up to me and thanking me for my involvement, and the school district getting involved with Unified Sports. I get Unified partners coming to me and saying how this has changed the direction of their lives and where they want to now go study special education or become a part of a program that helps work with those with intellectual disabilities. On the flip side, I get family members that come to me and talk about how powerful it is for their athlete to go through the program and how confident they are now socially, and how many new friends that they've made, and that they go at lunchtime, they're sitting with their friends at lunch that don't have intellectual disabilities, or high-fiving in the halls. So, I mean, it's really powerful. I hear a lot of positive things.
I would think that the acceptance is the one thing that would really help bridge a gap of misunderstanding and any insensitivity that there might be, you know?
Well, I think that was the one thing that kind of troubled me. You didn't know, within any particular school what would really happen, but the acceptance has just been tremendous. I mean, everyone is embracing everyone, students with and without, intellectual disabilities are all, the same. It involves the community, the teachers. I mean, I don't know, Joe, what do you think? I just think that what we thought could be a challenge is just elevated to another level, just acceptance.
Absolutely. Acceptance, respect, dignity, I mean, those are really the outcomes of this program.
Yeah. There was a big event at Ingram High School, so last spring. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Really no greater representation, I would say, of acceptance and respect. This is the kickoff to the Seattle Unified Soccer League. Last year was held at Ingram, the year before that, Chief South. And so this is the day where everybody comes together and rallies in the gym. We have an opening ceremony. There's a march to the match. The Sounders were involved with their partnership with this. So the Sound Wave was there to lead the march to the match. And then you walk out from the march to the match and you look at Ingram and the fields all set up, ready for competition and participation in the clinics. And it's just a really great sight to see. I don't know about you, but I walked in the gym early that morning to 800 students dancing, in the gym, and they were holding their own dance, and that was youth-led, so just a great representation of what it's really all about.
Tell me about the competitive side of all of this. How's that going? I mean, we're all competitive. We want our teams to do well, right?
We are. I mean, we're doing outstanding. I mean, our first inaugural season, Rainier Beach was the champions in soccer. We've also had Nathan Hill win a championship. We've had Chief Self, who've been runner-up twice, as well as Ingram. Then we started basketball 2 years ago, and Ingram is back-to-back state champions in basketball, so we're just excited about that. I guess the thing that just thrilled me was a few weeks ago, the governor had a chance to have his number retired at Ingram. He won a state championship there, and it was also mentioned in that same correlation about Special Olympics, back-to-back state championships at Ingram. So he was excited about that as well.
Where else do you want this to go? I mean, how else do you see this reaching out to the community and reaching into other schools and elsewhere?
Yeah, so we're currently in a place where we're expanding Unified Sports statewide. Seattle Public Schools, being the pioneers, really set the stage for all school districts, really. We now have a partnership with the WIAA to provide unified sports in schools all across Washington State. We're starting with high schools, and our dream is to have every high school that can possibly participate in unified sports be involved, and to do what we've done here in Seattle with the support of Seattle administration to really develop and format the leagues like mainstream sports and to be recognized as such.
No doubt, it seems you have created this model. So are you getting interests and inquiries from elsewhere in the country about how you've done this and what's working?
Well, yes, I was just so thrilled. For the last 2 years, Special Olympics, teams or cities from all over the nation have come in, and we've been a model to how we did it. And so that was exciting. What else, Joe, would you say?
Yeah, we're looking at cities like Kansas City, Philadelphia, DC, LA, just had a huge kickoff with 31 teams last weekend. all taken the format of Seattle Public Schools and what we've done here and implemented it in their city. So we're on to something.
And I was going to say, from that, we have our Select program, which Joe took to, go ahead, Joe, give them a little background. I mean, just take, we have a Select program from our soccer program. We were able to take those kids abroad and play and do well there.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Really?
So the Seattle Sounders are a great partner of ours, and they wanted to provide an opportunity for athletes beyond what's going on in Seattle, but provide an opportunity for these students to go and participate on an elite level. And so they created a Seattle Sounders unified team for Seattle Public Schools athletes and partners to participate. And so over the last 3 years, we've been to Geld Win down in Oregon, in Portland, participating in front of 8,000 Timber Army fans, which is an incredible experience in itself.
And we need to beat them anyway.
Well, that has to be tremendous because having gone to a few Sounders games myself, that whole atmosphere. And so for those young athletes, particularly those that have intellectual disabilities, to feel that and experience that and to get to be teammates, that's got to be just a tremendous thing to see.
Oh, it's overwhelming in many ways, really. I mean, it's so powerful.
Well, this has been remarkable, and best of luck with it, and congratulations to the Seattle Public Schools as well as Special Olympics for coming up with this idea and melding it together and having success to those athletes and in those competitions as well. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it very much. And thanks for joining us for this edition of School Beat. I'm Enrique Cerna. We'll see you next time.